Well, hello everyone, welcome back to the definitive level 9 CPU tournament. Today we've got 11 high octane matches on lockdown for you. We're still in round 2 winner side. We're at the conclusion of round 2. We will have seen every combatant participate in at least one fight. Now, off the bat here, we are watching the matchup between Byleth and Korin. Byleth did very well in the preliminary rounds, ending up as our number 13 seed and earning that first round bye. And Korin had to take on Bayonetta in the round 1 set of pools in order to earn his spot here. However, Byleth is wasting no time in showing us exactly why he placed as high as he did, as he continues to layer in a relentless assault onto Korin, almost gets the kill with that up air there. And we'll have to see how Byleth decides to close things out. Both combatants actually at the point where they could end the opponent's stock with any considerable strike. And Korin misses the follow-up after the neutral be stunned there. And Byleth, rolling around on that platform looking for an option, falls down into Korin's neutral special and then gets hit with the forward tilt there, which is not something that I anticipated being the killing move, but here we are. Byleth finally equalizing there with a down smash on the left-hand side, and we are at 2 stocks apiece, but Korin has a somewhat considerable percent lead here at about 30% above. He's been throwing those out all game and been waiting to see if anything equalizes there. Byleth needs to find a considerable strike, and the up air is going to do it. That's 2 stocks back to back for Byleth. And we have the pin coming in from Korin, not being able to break through Byleth's shield. And Korin trying to space out as best he can with his projectile. Gets the down air, doesn't spike, but gets the kill anyway. And we do have a reverse 3-0 of sorts from Byleth to start us off. Ooh, excellent counter pick from Korin here, going to the Final Fantasy stage here. Although, Byleth is really putting the hurt on Korin early, letting him know that he means business here just as much as he did in the previous stage. It looks like currently Byleth is getting the more significant damage in on his opponents. Oh, and Korin just barely missed that with a very risky move, jumping up to get that pin and taking the first stock again. That's very similar to what we saw him do in Game 1. So we'll have to see if Korin can correct the mistakes that he made in the first round here. Byleth following up with a 0 to death off of the restock and evening things out at 2 stocks apiece. We have the down air coming out from Korin, tanking on a lot of additional damage, which he really needs at this point. And Byleth continuing to create space with that Aaron Fart and the neutral special there, getting the sending Korin way too far off the right-hand side to be able to recover, and we might see a somewhat repeat of what happened in Game 1 with a reverse 3-stock of sorts from Byleth. Korin yet to land a successful counter on Byleth in this set so far, but does manage to get the up smash and equalizes the stock count, though we do have a pretty significant disparity in percents, and Byleth is continuing to widen that margin with a series of up airs and neutral air there as well. Byleth gets caught in the neutral B yet again. He hasn't found a good way around that, but Korin has seldom had any sort of significant recovery from it. And Byleth gets the initial strike. And finally finishes things off with the Aaron Fart, taking the set 2-0, sending Korin over to loser's side. Our second set of the day takes us over to Smashville, And we have a matchup between our number 20 seed, Banjo and KAZOOIE. They just barely eked out not having to attack or having to go through a round 1 elimination set with their placement. And Kirby had a decently fought victory against Diddy Kong, sending Diddy over to the loser's side of the bracket. Kirby looking like he's struggling a considerable amount against Banjo and KAZOOIE here, which adds up based off of how they were both performing. The winner of this set will go on to face off against Byleth in the next round, and Kirby has got to put a significant amount of hurt onto his opponent if he wants him to face the loser side of the bracket here. Kirby using a devious down B there off stage and finally picks up a kill with a neutral air at ledge, which is not what we expected from the earlier parts of this game here. And that rapid jab finisher is not going to be a killing option, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Kirby is continuing to layer in more damage. Banjo-Kazooie finally getting the back throw at that left side ledge to finish off Kirby's first stock. Banjo and Kazooie knows that if they can land a Wonder Wing, they're going to pick up a kill here, which is why they continue to go for it. But Kirby goes deep with the down B again and manages to pick up a kill. Banjo and Kazooie quicker to answer this time with an up smash off of the restock. That has not stopped him on previous stocks, but any significant strike from Banjo-Kazooie, like that back air, is going to be enough for Banjo-Kazooie to take the lead. Alright, Kirby goes with the safe counterpick option of Final Destination. Of course, Banjo and Kazooie does have a little bit more of a disadvantage here because their gameplay does benefit from having a couple of different platforms. But at the same time, Kirby's does too, so we'll have to see if this really does provide any significant benefit as he faces off against Banjo and Kazooie here. Banjo and Kazooie continuing to dance around that left-hand ledge, gets their grenade used against them again, and we'd seen that happen a couple of times here, just barely making it back to ledge there, but Kirby with the down air into down smash takes an early lead again, and we've seen that time and time again in this matchup where Kirby takes a lead early on, and we'll have to see if he can maintain that as the game continues. Banjo-Kazooie finally landing a forward air to get any sort of competitive damage there. Gets the back throw, but it's not enough to kill this time around. And Kirby coming down from the heavens with that down B. Couldn't really get a good read on what he was doing, and Kirby is now up 2 stocks in Game 2. Unprecedented. Banjo finally gets the grab off of the restock there, but it's just barely not enough to kill. Kirby cancels out of the down B and gets struck by the forward smash from Banjo and Kazooie. Percents are evening out, but remember, Kirby still has that full advantage. Banjo-Kazooie finally answers that second stock with an up smash. That a neutral special is doing a really good job of keeping Kirby at bay, which is kind of what Banjo-Kazooie needs to do right now if they want to take this game, which what a reverse 3 stock that would be if they manage to do so. Just about gets taken out with their own down B up at the blast zone, but Kirby finishes things off with a dash attack, sending us to Game 3. Alright, we are over at Town and Country for our final game in this match, or in this set. And Kirby again comes out the gate swinging hard as he has done in, well, 3 rounds thus far. He really wants to show that he has what it takes to progress through this winner's side tournament. Banjo-Kazooie has put on a strong showing, but Kirby with the side B charged hammer there takes its stock off of Banjo-Kazooie very early yet again. The air cutter is not going to be enough for Kirby to get in and Banjo and Kazooie, and they're doing a fair amount of spacing with that neutral special. Banjo-Kazooie finally takes that stock with a forward air, so we're even on the stock count. Kirby with almost a full stock lead anyway in terms of percent, and quickly takes that stock lead back with a down air to down smash combo, which seems to do rather well for him. And Banjo-Kazooie following back down to the ground with a down air, which is an interesting option because they are locked into that option once they go for it. Banjo-Kazooie stalling off stage and doesn't quite make it back, or they were on the ledge and then just kind of voluntarily fell down. Kind of a devastating loss for Banjo and Kazooie, and being headed over to loser's side. But Kirby's next matchup is not going to be any easier, as it is against the winner of the previous round, Byleth.
3, 2, 1, go!
And for our third round, we have Ridley versus Mr. Game & Watch. And Ridley did very well, our number 5 seed overall in preliminary pools. So we're going to have to see how he keeps up with our number 60 seed Mr. Game & Watch. Now, Mr. Game & Watch did end up winning against Meta Knight in round 1. So he has shown some prowess here. But Ridley is really the one that everyone has their eyes on, and he burns that upbeat off way far away. Was likely caught without all the jumps that he needed or wanted. So that's the problem with the smaller character that throws out large amounts of hitboxes like Mr. Game & Watch does, is he just can really put the hurt onto Ridley's large frame. But that side B across the stage, it's actually not enough to kill just yet. But it will be that time, as Ridley gets a secondary one at the ledge. And we've got the frying pan coming out from Mr. Game & Watch. Extra mashing from Mr. Game & Watch here to get out of these side Bs from Ridley. Ridley is now at max rage as well, which is scary. And I don't know how Mr. Game & Watch is getting out of these. Finally loses a stock to Ridley's down smash. And just like that, Ridley is on top where he would expect to be based off of his placement. And the neutral air there from Ridley, not going to be enough. Gets back to ledge. Mr. Game & Watch finally gets a connecting hit with that neutral air at ledge, but it's not enough to kill. If this throw doesn't, I don't know what Game & Watch is going to do. Finally gets it, gets a little celebratory dash dance, but Ridley is likely going to finish this off relatively quickly here. Goes for the up smash, doesn't get it, but the side B drags him across the platform, and though it's not the ledge, it is enough to kill him, giving Ridley the early lead here in this set.
3, 2, 1, go!
And here we are at Mr. Game & Watch's counter pick at Pokemon Stadium 2. A very interesting choice for him, to say the least. We now have Ridley attacking in very aggressively against this Mr. Game & Watch, which is different from what we saw initially in our last match. Mr. Game & Watch getting a very nice answer with a lot of this damage here, and Mr. Game & Watch correctly goes into his own up B and then goes for the down smash off of the ledge recovery, but loses that matchup to Ridley's own down smash before getting hit with a nasty angle on that number 6 Judge side B and equalizing the stock at relative equal percent. Game & Watch canceling his up B parachute into a neutral air as he retreats down to the ground there. And Mr. Game & Watch is in a really sore spot against this Ridley. That's the second stock that he's lost to the down smash in this match alone, let alone the ones that he lost in the first game. That is a very dangerous situation for Mr. Game & Watch, as if he cannot find a clean connecting kill move, he's going to end up taking excessive amounts of damage from the rage benefit. Finally gets the back air with that turtle, and Ridley is now on a little more equal footing, and we'll have to see if Mr. Game & Watch can answer. That side B 9 could have been what he was looking for, However, he got a 1 instead, and that did not serve any benefit to Mr. Game & Watch. He may very well be able to finish things with Mr. Game & Watch up at 150%. Ridley dancing back and forth, doesn't get an option. Mr. Game & Watch is equalizing things out before Ridley finally finishes things off with an up tilt, taking the match 2-0. Alright, into our next match of the day, we have our Sans Mii Gunner versus Zelda. Now, Mii Gunner did okay in the first round, ending up in our 28th seed, and Zelda did well enough to avoid the first round preliminary fight at seed number 37, and currently seems to be putting quite the hurt onto our Mii Gunner here. It might just be the fact that the Lilac Cruise is a bit weird for Mii Gunner and not particularly helpful towards his projectile-heavy playstyle, but he does manage to land a charge shot from across the stage there, so take from that what you will. Gets a second one to follow up, and if he lands this third one, he very well may take the stock from Zelda. And with the down air, he doesn't quite do that, but he makes it very difficult for her, and she just barely misses that teleport back to ledge, giving Sans a leg up here when he had been struggling early on. Sans finally lets that charge shot go after holding onto it for a while, continues to build up more of a lead with it, and these multi-hits that connect very well into themselves are certainly helping Sans a considerable amount. Gets around the Phantom there as it comes through, or is able to shield it, I should say, and Sans increasing his lead by 2 stocks before Zelda finally answers with the Phantom Knight there. But Zelda's got a considerable amount of room that she needs to make back up if she wants to stay in this, and Sans has, as it seems, figured out how to get around the bizarre shape of this stage, using that side B secret missile very, very well. And Zelda looking to finish things off if she can. Sans has got that charge beam fully locked down, doesn't even need it with the bear into up tilt, as that will finish off Zelda's stock going into game 2. Alright, Zelda has counterpicked over to Yoshi's Story, which is an interesting choice for her, but I'm sure that she has reasons behind that. We're even at 10% apiece off the start here, and have to see who benefits more from this. Now, this stage also has some weird angles applied to it, but that doesn't seem to deter combatants too much. We've finally got Sans starting to familiarize himself with some of the platforms here, and though Zelda may have thought that she had the benefit, she could be facing more of a deficit than what she originally thought here. Sans making it back to that left-hand ledge again. Both combatants kind of fighting for it, if I'm being honest. And Sans goes for the secret missile again, doesn't manage to land it. And Sans is struggling a little bit more in this match than he did in the initial one. Zelda looking for the sweet spot on her down air, doesn't manage to find it either time she goes for it. But Sans finally lands that secret missile and takes an advantage, which is pretty good. However, Zelda fires back with that back air and equalizes the stocks, and seems to be keeping things relatively even at this point. Sans again with that secret missile just working wonders for it. Sans now has to be a little more careful about that, as he knows that Zelda is capable of reflecting his moves, though she did not mind of that in the earlier rounds. And I apologize for any of the audio issues you may have heard just there. However, Sans finishes things off with a charge beam, seems having it reflected back into his face to deter him from using it as a kill option. And he is now at an advantage again because of that. And we've got the down smash coming out from Zelda that doesn't manage to take the stock off of Sans. But the up tilt's going to put him in a position where he's going to have a lot of that up air pressure applied. And we are now even on our final stock of the game. gets hit by the up air, which wasn't quite enough to kill, but any significant hit from either component or opponent will do that at this point. Gets the 2-frame with the Phantom, gets the down air into up air, and we are going to a game 3. And Sans' counter pick is going to be over to Kalos Pokemon League, which may serve to be a bit more beneficial for him, as he doesn't have to worry about as many platforms stacked on top of each other. But Zelda is being very aggressive off the start here, and Sans finally finding some answers with his Secret Missile there to even out the percentages a bit. And Sans rushing in with the dash attack. It doesn't finish things out for him, unfortunately, as though I wish he's wishing he would. Finally finds a connecting hit with that charge beam, and that is going to put Zelda at a deficit here on the final game of the set. Din's Fire doesn't work well up close, so Zelda needs to be a bit more wise when she goes for those types of moves, but she does manage to find a killing option with the up air there at that left platform. Sans needs to find a strong connecting option. We've got the forward tilt there. It didn't do it, but it set him up for an up air, which does take Zelda's second stock, putting her on the final stock of the set. Sans, looking to cause some issues for Zelda here, is doing a decent job at that. Needs to be careful that close to the blast zone, though, because that back air at point-blank range is going to be more than enough to send Sans into the blast zone. And we are now on the final stocks of the set. Gets caught in the up smash. It's not going to be enough. Unfortunately, the Phantom comes out again, but the back air from Zelda is actually going to take this away from Sans and send Mii Gunner to the loser side of this tournament, which was not the way that we expected that to go, but that's how these matches go sometimes. Okay, here we are with Lucas versus Lucina. Now, Lucas was a very high-level competitor in our preliminary rounds, coming off 12 for seed number 12, whereas Lucina did not fare well at all and had to fight a hard victory off against Luigi in round 1, though she did manage to do that at 2-0 against that Luigi. Struggling pretty severely against Lucas here in this game, though, at a very significant disadvantage on percent. Lucas has been throwing out a bunch of these PK fires while airborne to the point where they do not land. However, he still manages to get very significant connections onto his opponent. Lucina, you've got to be careful fishing for that kill against Lucas off stage, because not only can you get caught up in his be like he just showed you, but that back air is very scary as well. But Lucas is up at max rage, so you have to take that into consideration as Lucina looks for a kill option, finally finding it with the up tilt there as Lucas stands on the platform in front of him. Ooh, Lucina just barely misses the shield breaker there. And Lucas getting some more chip damage in with his Zair. Lucina's way too low after that down air from Lucas, and she is not making it back off of that. Lucas had a very healthy 2-stock lead with only 24%, and looking to equalize that as Lucina rushes back into the fray. And that may have been it for Lucina had he not canceled the last and final hitbox of that move by striking into the ledge. Lucas committing to the up smash with a move to go for at that point. Lucina taking knock before Lucas finishes off with the back air. And I apologize for any audio issues that may have happened on the end of that match. But let's head over to Matt Sure for the second game and hope that we don't continue to have any of those issues. Great. Lucina counterpicking over to Yoshi's Story, which is an interesting move for her because she doesn't benefit as much from these platforms as Lucas will, having multiple areas to retreat to, having floatier jumps and projectiles that he can put a lot of pressure onto Lucina with. Goes for the up smash and actually gets it this time because he's been having some troubles landing that in this set thus far. I think Lucina dropped her shield a little earlier than she meant to. Lucas gets the down smash, misses the down air, recovering back. Lucas goes high, missing the ledge, but gets the up throw on that platform and again takes the lead here. Lucina needs a kill option here, doesn't find it with the weak spots of Lucas's back air hitting, but does eventually find it down on that left-hand side of the stage. Lucina has got to be a little cautious of her shield for the next couple of seconds here. As I say that, it's probably on full recharge, but she drops it at the wrong moment, falling victim to Lucas's up smash, and now finds herself on what could be her final stock of the set before taking a tour to loser side. The up B sends Lucas flying, puts him at max rage, but does not get the kill on him. That was a very risky dash attack from Lucas there, and Lucina finally picking up the kill with the forward air, but it is a very significant percent deficit here. Lucas looking to finish things off and does so with the down smash, sending Lucina to loser's side. Here is our sixth match of the day, which officially puts us at the midway point. We have Mario versus Lucario. Mario performed a lot better. He just barely missed out the first round bye, so this is the first match that he sees himself in. He was our 21 seed, which put him behind Banjo and Kazooie, so we'll have to see if he continues a successful run and display here, or if Lucario can send him to loser's side, much like we saw with Kirby and Banjo-Kazooie just minutes ago. Mario does seem to have a decent amount of control over this matchup thus far. However, Lucario has that aura mechanic that doubles into the rage, so you've really got to be cautious about that if you're Mario, because the more opportunities you have to lose stocks early on like that. And granted, it wasn't super early, both combatants were up at 100%. Doesn't die to the back throw though, and that makes his aura even stronger. I believe it caps out at about 300%, and Mario not going to let it go to that point before finishing things off with a back air. Goes for the up tilt out of the parry, and finds himself still at a deficit as Mario continues to attack in, and Mario gets the forward air spike to take the stock lead here, which is really good for him, not so great for Lucario as he manages to land the double team counter there. We've got that Aura Sphere charged up, which he's got to be careful using that because Mario's cape can send that right back towards you. That cape looked like it had delay reaction there, but Mario gets the Sour Spot forward air, which doesn't spike, but it's still enough to kill and give him the lead going into Game 2. Lucario's counterpicked over to PS2, which kind of makes sense, as that's something that would make him feel a little more at home. Though it does make you wonder what his plan against Mario is here, especially because he is suffering right off the bat at a very significant percent deficit. Mario is a very scary competitor as he can combo a lot of his aerials into themselves and rack up the damage very quickly. Lucario has made a return to form, or at least even out the percents here, and he goes deep against Mario, doesn't quite manage to get it. Both combatants making it back to the left side ledge there. Mario gets the down throw, doesn't get the finishing hit of his back or of his down air, gets the back throw up there on that platform. And Lucario looked for the extreme speed down to the ground, but that doesn't give him the retreat that he wanted as he's met with an up air by Mario. However, Lucario answers with an up air of his own a few moments later to take the first stock, which is similar to what we saw in Game 1. And exactly like we saw in Game 1, Mario equalizes with a back air. and puts us at 2 stocks, 0% apiece. Mario gets more and more of these aerials, which his up airs combo into themselves a lot better, but the back air still puts a considerable amount of damage on. The up smash is not going to be enough to kill, but it is that time after a couple of supplementary hits to increase the percent. And Mario, again, finds himself at a pretty healthy advantage here against his opponent. Both combatants fighting over that right side ledge. Lucario gets the down air of the recovery, does connect with his Aura Sphere, though it was at a distance where Mario could have very easily retaliated with his cape, and we're even on the last stock for both competitors. However, Lucario is now up at 100%, and that's a scary position for him to be in. However, Mario can't let his guard down because there's lot that Lucario can do to equalize it very quickly with his aura that amplifies his attack at these higher percents. Just one strike put Mario up at 26%. However, Mario is not afraid. He rushes in and connects on the back air to take that last stock from Lucario and send him over to loser's side. Here's our round 7 of today, and it's going to be between King K. Rool and Ryu. Now, despite what it currently appears like, King K. Rool was actually our number 2 seed in the preliminary round. And Ryu, well, he had to crawl his way back from a pretty significant deficit as he was at seed number 63 and had to defeat Chrom in the first round of this tournament. But King K. Rool has definitely clawed his way back, pun intended, and is putting the hurt onto Ryu here in this first round at Smashville. I actually think that this is Town and City because it has the moving platforms to it. Ooh, just barely misses the forward smash off the down throw. But the dash attack, on the other hand, is going to give King K. Rool a leg up. And Ryu didn't quite get the kill he was looking for with that up special. Doesn't get it again, and now King K. Rool is at a very high 144%. The up air still not going to do it. And King K. Rool sends Ryu packing with that blunderbuss. But Ryu, he's very feisty and is going to attack into his opponents pretty relentlessly. The neutral air belly armor gets him through the retreat from Ryu and lands the forward air to finish off Ryu's second stock and take the lead yet again. K. Rool's belly is looking like it's in a bit of a rough spot. It's healed back up now. We have Ryu deep off the left-hand side. And K. Rool finishing things off with the nasty back air there to take game 1 in commanding fashion. Right, Ryu's counter pick is to Battlefield. Maybe he just wanted to have some platforms that were consistent, but we'll have to see how well that goes for him. King K. Rool out here again. He fishes for the counter at ledge, which could have been devastating had he landed that. Does get it this time around, though. And misses the up tilt because of Ryu's spot dodge, but he's going to continue to layer in significant amounts of damage to him. Gets the down B focus. And again with the absolutely vile back air there to take the first stock in this match. King K. Rool taking no prisoners here. K. Rool ends up the left-hand side at a relatively high percent. Goes for the blunderbuss again. It doesn't work this time. Ryu connects on a back air, and that gives him equal footing before King K. Rool slaps him with the forward tilt. And Ryu just barely making it back to ledge there from the retreat. The blunderbuss is going out, and he gets hit by that cannonball twice. There's no way you're coming back from that high of a percent and that far off the stage. That's unfortunate for Ryu. And he's learned to not just hang out there at ledge, because Ryu's up B does go past the ledge as he recovers up to the top there. K-Rool going up for the kill, and Ryu falls short, giving King K-Rool a very commanding 2-0 lead over Ryu. I told you that we were in for an all-out brawl in today's matchups, and in case you thought I was kidding, we've got Incineroar and Little Mac on deck here. Now, Little Mac was seed number 31, Incineroar not too far behind at seed number 34, so this realistically could be anyone's game. Both combatants have relatively bad recoveries, but they both hit hard, and so we'll see who manages to take an advantage here. We've got Little Mac recovering back to stage with that Haymaker, and we've got the KO punch online. He burns it, though, before actually being able to land it, or attempted to go for it and just missed on it is what it really comes down to. Little Mac gets the throw there, and Incineroar gets back around Little Mac's assault there with the back throw, and that does end up sending him too far. Little Mac wastes no time equalizing, though, landing a forward smash at off the restock, and we're right back at even stonks. However, Little Mac hitting into Incineroar's power-up counter and gets clotheslined. He gets the Alolan Whip, he's too far off. Incineroar takes the lead here in this match, and a lot more commanding of a lead at that, having 0% on him currently. And Incineroar gets up tilt there, and then follows it up with an up smash. Little Mac needs to find an answer. Now, you never want to count Little Mac out, because when and if he has his KO punch online, that's basically an equalizing tool that he can use. He wasn't sent into tumble by the jab there, but the counter did send him into tumble. So Incineroar is likely to take this round, and does so with that Alolan Whip. We'll have to see how Little Mac decides to retaliate in his counter pick in round 2. Final destination is where we retreated to. Interesting, because well, neither combatant really get a whole lot of benefit from having platforms. And Little Mac, I think he just wanted a little bit more equal footing. We've got the Alolan Whip coming out again from Incineroar. He's got impeccable timing on that, and continue to make you hurt if he lands it. As he does again, Little Mac way off the far end, and Incineroar following up with a back air there. So not a whole lot Little Mac could do to finish things out there. Gets the powered up forward smash. I think Little Mac is in trouble, and he's likely going to see himself over to loser's side, especially as Incineroar relentlessly assaults into Little Mac here. If he gets another rip on Little Mac, he could likely be done at 60%. Just like that. No coming back. I called it. That's what we were expecting to see. Little Mac finally equalizing one stock by landing an up smash. However, Incineroar is still advantageous. Got the super armor coming out off the forward smash for Little Mac. That gives official trade there. Apologize for any of the audio issues you may be hearing with this as we continue. And we have the knee coming through with the dash attack from Incineroar. Is Little Mac going to land his KO punch to equalize? He does not. He actually gets sent into tumble out of it, and that's likely going to be it, as Incineroar lands that up air and takes a quick 2-0 victory over Little Mac. Alright, into our 9th match of the day, we have King Dedede looking to take on our seed number 50, Shantae Mii Brawler. Wait, from first round against Fox. I apologize if you're having audio issues off the start of this match. But Dedede has been very consistent with his performance and continues to show that prowess as he rushes down this Mii Brawler here. However, she's managing to keep things relatively even, so we'll have to see if Shantae can put the hurt onto King Dedede and really kind of make him wonder if he belongs up this high. However, Shantae goes down as she's unable to make it back to ledge, unfortunately. King Dedede getting some more up tilts here against Shantae, and any significant hit from King Dedede should be enough to finish off that stock. And as I say that, we have the Gordo that comes out and gets the off-stage connection to finish off Shantae's second stock. King Dedede is relentlessly chasing down Shantae, and Shantae finally getting a back air to send Dedede far away, gets the footstool, and that would have been enough, but Shantae didn't make it back to ledge herself, and that gives King Dedede the win. Alright, Shantae counterpicking over to Lilith Cruz, an interesting choice for her. And King Dedede wasting no time in running her down. Gets the connection on the Gordo and then sucks it up to send it back flying again. Didn't get multiple connections with it, unfortunately, for King Dedede. But he got hit by it twice just there of the retaliation from Shantae. So maybe she's starting to figure some things out here. We're going to have to see if that holds true. Gets the footstool again, but both combatants making it back to that right side ledge. Dedede gets the down tilt, and she manages to avoid that Gordo as it rolls across the stage. And Dedede gets the down tilt yet again on that right side platform to take that first stock off of Shantae. Can't really seem to get some level footing, which is kind of unfortunate. However, that neutral B multi-punch combo is going to be enough to take that stock. She's almost a 60% deficit, which is not a great position to be in at this point in the round. And that forward air sends Shantae flying, follows up with the Gordo, and she would not have made it back to stage anyway. Dedede making sure that she could not retaliate with that neutral air and takes Shantae's second stock, putting her on what is very likely to be her final stock of the set. Dedede makes it back to ledge. Shantae finally answering with an up smash, and we are even on one stock apiece. And Shantae not that far behind, but has yet to show any significant movement to forcing a game 3. Up tilt connects and sends Shantae flying. It's not enough to get the kill. Gets the forward air, which sends Shantae flying over to the right-hand side, and that Gordo is going to be all that it takes to finish off Shantae's stock. Round 10, we have Dr. Mario versus Simon. Now, Richter was the number 8 seed, and Simon was all the way down at number 47. That being said, Richter did fall in this second round to Pichu, who was ranked significantly lower. So we'll have to see if Richter just got a bad matchup, or if they really didn't deserve to be ranked that high anyway. However, we have the match here at Town and Country, and Dr. Mario seems to be struggling a little bit, but he's very capable of what lost, as you can now see that things are about even one with the other. Now, Dr. Mario was still in our top 20, so this is the first match that he's seeing. Simon, on the other hand, did have to defeat Toon Link, which wasn't too difficult for him, because Toon Link was one of the worst combatants in the entire tournament as a whole, ranking at number 82 out of the 84 different combatants that are enlisted. So, yeah, it's just kind of rough. So, Dr. Mario will have to see if he can continue to layer a lot of this pressure onto Simon. Simon with the dash attack doesn't get the kill there. And with that back throw, he is finally going to find an option to take out the Dr. Mario here. Dr. Mario is back up at 100 and still needs to find a killing option. This back throw should be just that, but he's at a full 100% deficit here, so really a lot of battling back if he wants to regain control of this match. And that forward tilt angled, or that forward air tilted down, is not going to be enough to kill just yet here. But that forward smash at max range from Dr. Mario actually put him back on top, which is really good for him. The cross is not going to be it. The down smash is a very favored move on the bounce, but nothing coming off of it there. We've got the forward throw. I believe that was the kill option he used earlier in this game as well. So we are now even at one stock apiece, and sends Simon flying off the end again. However, he recovers and doesn't quite make a rocky start. Dr. Mario actually takes game 1, and we'll see what Simon decides to do for a counter pick for game 2. PS2, interesting choice for Simon to counterpick over 2. However, it does have some more consistent platforms for him, so there may be some benefit to that. However, Dr. Mario is being unrelenting in approaching Simon here. Does manage to get around that cross as it goes out, but gets struck by it on the return back to Simon. Goes for the down smash out of shield, an interesting option, but he had more time for it since Simon was recovering from the rapid jab. And goes for the forward smash there on that platform, but misses it. I feel like Simon was actually fairly close to that, despite Whip being the closer component of to that move. And Simon getting that kill with the down smash there on the right side, proving again that the Belmonts actually have a fair amount of kill power. Tether does not clip to ledge, and so Simon has to recover back traditionally. He still manages to do so. And Dr. Mario going for the tilt. That was not a kill option. Simon gets the forward throw at ledge, and Dr. Mario is in a bit of a rough position. You wonder at this point if he's thinking that he needs to really step up his counterplay, or if he's already planning for the third match and planning out his counter picks as what would work better for him. And that may have to be the case for him here, as Simon is giving him some trouble. However, the reflected cross actually is powered up just enough to the point where it gets Dr. Mario a stunk. Gets hit with the pill, but is still able to tether back to ledge as the pill does pop you up a little bit higher. Dr. Mario jumps into the axe. That is going to do it for his last stock, and we are in a Game 3 situation. So let's see where Dr. Mario decides his counter pick is going to be best suited. Alright, we have Dr. Mario counter-picking over to Yoshi's Story, gets the cape reflection on the cross right off the bat, and just barely manages to make it back to that left-hand side before getting caught up in the holy water, which I'm sure is not what he wanted. But he is at a percent lead, which is the first that we've seen in these sets as they've started. So maybe he does have some strategy in using multiple traditional platforms, despite the fact that the stage has some kind of funny angles to have to deal with. And maybe that serves as more of a benefit to Dr. Mario, where he has one projectile and Simon has multiple that he needs to be worried about. Makes it back to ledge again, seems to be struggling a little bit with getting back. And Simon up at 133. That down B, Dr. Tornado is going to finally take a stock. And this is the first time that Dr. Mario has been up off the start of the game. Gets hit with the back air as Mario retreats to ledge, or as Dr. Mario gets back to ledge, I should say. And finally gets a shield up before one of those pills can pop him in the face there. And that down smash is going to equalize for Simon, but he's at a pretty serious percent deficit. So we'll have to see how he tries to fight back here. Gets the on-stage down air spike. And Dr. Mario continues to dance around these projectiles as best he can. and gets the forward tilt kill on that platform as Simon jumps up to contest, giving Dr. Mario the stock lead yet again. The up B there from center stage is not going to be quite enough to kill, but Simon cannot make it back to stage, and Dr. Mario takes the win here, sending Simon over to loser's side. I told you at the start that we would have a Fire Emblem showdown, and that we do. We have number 7 seed Ike facing off against number 58 seed Marth. And Marth had to take down Daisy in the first round to get here. And Ike, well, he did very, very well in our preliminary round. And so we'll have to see if he can really put Marth in his place. And seems to be doing just that with that down tilt to forward air combo. And Marth really kind of struggles in these type of matchups because he has to be perfectly spaced to get the optimal damage output on his attacks with that tipper mechanic that he has. Gets the back throw and the tipper up air there. But Ike is still in the percent lead by about 10% before Marth finally answers with a couple of attacks of his own. Sounds like he got the tipper back air, but it was not enough to kill just there. Ike fishing for counters, doesn't get it. Ooh, that's a very scary spot to be in because Ike can kind of suck you off the end with that up special. But Marth does get the down air, and that will take Ike's stock before Ike finishes up with the dash attack there. And Martha's still finding himself at a percent disadvantage. Ike just has a lot of very heavy strikes, as he is the heavier sword-wielding characters. And he decides that we are going to even things out at 1 stock apiece, give us kind of a fresh start as he takes takes Marth down into the abyss with him. And uses the forward air right at the end of the counter so he doesn't get hit. And Ike dispatches of Marth's last stock as he recovers to ledge, which is always something you have to be cautious about as Marth was down at a very low percent. Okay, we have counterpicked over to the Final Fantasy stage here, and Ike is putting a lot of pressure to Marth even off the start here. However, both combatants are maintaining things fairly even. Ike going out there with his massive nair just swings that large sword around, and you gotta be careful with that. Marth gets the forward smash out of the shield option there. Ike fishing for a forward smash of his own, gets hit with the tipper dash attack. He's sent far out away, but does manage to make it back with his side B. However, Marth shows some dominance here and takes that first stock while maintaining about 40% on himself. That's a very considerable lead, and any significant strike like that forward smash is going to take Marth's first stock and put us on equal footing. We've got 3 up tilts coming out from Marth, or from Ike there. We are about even on percents. And Marth finds himself the wrong end of that up smash at that platform. Ike is in the lead for the first time this game, and we'll have to see if he can build that lead up as he strikes into his opponent. And that smash could have ended it all. Marth luckily kept his shield up in that position, gets struck by the up B from Ike, and then loses to the turnaround dash attack. And a very short set from Ike to send Marth over to loser's side. We'll figure out who Ike is going to face off against in round 3 next week as we finish out round 2 winner's side. And I want to thank you for watching. If you made it this far into the video, make sure that you drop a like and don't forget to subscribe for that daily variety content. Thanks so much for your time, and have a fantastic rest of your day.